What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. You know why I'm here. You see the title and the thumbnail in today's video. You already know my name. I'm going to talk about this horrific call that occurred last night on Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN in Atlanta, Georgia, between the NL East rivals, the Philadelphia Phillies, and the Atlanta Braves. So let's just hop right into the video. Alright, so first, let me give you context of what the situation was, where they were in the series, and what unfolded last night in Atlanta. So, first, the Braves and the Phillies kicked off a 3-game weekend set on Friday night in Atlanta. The Braves won the first game 8-1, and then they also won the second game on Friday 5-4. And it looked like on Friday they would win the third game and sweep the Phillies at home in front of the Atlanta Braves fans wearing the really kind of crisp and clean Hank Aaron throwback 1970s Braves uniforms. But no, that didn't happen. That did not happen. Why? Because umpires suck. Honestly, it is amazing to me that there are a select few of men who get picked for this job in the United States, and frankly from around the world, who get selected for this job. And MLB selects the people who have the worst eyesight. I bet you there has never been an umpire that has 20/20 vision. Terrible. Terrible calls. Terrible, umpiring. And really, it's not bad umpiring from the umpires on the field. It's bad umpiring from the umpires who are in New York. So, I'll tell you what happened, I'll tell you the situation, I'll set it up for you, and then we'll dive really deep into it. Alright, so let's pick things up where things matter most. So, the Braves and the Phillies were tied at 6-6 going into 9 innings in Atlanta. And this is where things get interesting. So, there's a man on third. There is one out. Left-hander Didi Gregorius is up to the plate, with closer Will Smith pitching for the Braves. So, here's what happens. I'll play it for you, and we'll talk about it.
Ozuna's got it. Holmes gonna try it. There he comes, and he's safe at the plate. Series of replays. I mean, if that played as the U.S. map, it was barely trying to touch San Diego. Just a little tip. And then after the call is upheld,
Alright, so what happens is Didi Gregorius hits a pop fly out to left field with a man on third base, less than 2 outs, 1 out in the inning. He pop flies, and Ozuna makes the catch, so there's 2 outs, and he guns it home. Alex Baum is tagging from third. He's running full speed to home plate. He runs. Again, you can't tackle the catcher anymore because MLB is a bunch of wusses. You can't do that anymore. So Alex Baum comes running down. He's in the baseline. Everything's fine with that. He's running down straight. Great throw by Ozuna. Right to the plate. The catcher is right there, giving him a lane. One hopper. I think he almost got it to him. Yeah, one hopper. And Alex Baum, he slides over to the first base side of the third base line. So he slides inside to the inside of the infield, goes around. The catcher blocks him or tries to tag him, which he can do. And he kind of gets stuck and hung up. And he kind of does like a semi-pop slide. But again, the pop slide was due to the fact that he ran into the catcher's knee. So he puts his right foot out, and it kind of grazes the ground. But again, when you put your foot out, sometimes it pops back up. But in this case, it did and it did not. It doesn't pop back up, but it actually moves to the left. by first base and kind of maneuvers around the edge of home plate, the first base side edge of home plate. And the umpire's right there. His eyes are directly to where the play's happening. And he calls him safe. Because, yes, he did, in fact, apply a tag. And the umpire calls him safe. But he's right there. He is right there. He could not have been in a better position to make this call. Maybe the catcher was blocking his view. Maybe the catcher's knee, the catcher's thigh was blocking his view. But from this camera angle that I'm showing you right now, it looks like the umpire had a perfect view. He was in the right position. And the umpire, he just missed the call. The fact is, the umpire at home plate missed the call. That's just the way it goes. And that's fine. He missed the call. That's why we have replay, right? Now, they went to replay. Mind you, this was not a challenge by the Atlanta Braves. This was an official review. So there's no challenge, official review. They wanted to get this right. This is a game-deciding play at the end of a game to determine whether they had the lead or not in the Phillies' half of the ninth inning. So they go to review. And again, look at the camera angles that ESPN has. I found a video. It shows you all available camera angles. I'm going to play it for you. And this is just mind-blowing to me that MLB somehow could not make this call right. They couldn't make the call. The thing is, the best available angle that ESPN had was the one that they've been showing throughout the whole intermission of them replaying and reviewing the call on the field. So basically the big camera angle was to the side of the left-hander's batter's box, aiming just behind to the side of the left-hander's batter's box to home plate. That's the best angle I could see out of these 4 angles that are provided. But the problem is, for some godforsaken reason, MLB did not have this angle. Why? You have a national broadcast having every angle in the books. Wouldn't you think that MLB would have better angles, at least the same angles, as a national TV broadcast does? I mean, this is official review. You are Major League Baseball. You should have cameras all over this ballpark. The problem is I'm not mad at the umpire who made the call at home plate. I am not mad at him. He did his best. He got the call wrong. It's the people and the umpires in New York that I'm ticked at because obviously they did not have the same angles that everybody else did. That's the thing. And it wasn't a question of if the guy missed the tag because the guy tagged him. The guy tagged him. You know he tagged him. You know he tagged him. The fact was the guy never touched home plate. That's what was mad. And let's say the catcher never even touched him. And the runner never even touched home plate. And the umpire called him safe. And they reviewed the play. And it was obvious that both the catcher and the base runner nor touched their respective objectives. Meaning, the catcher, it was obvious the catcher never tagged the runner, and the runner never tagged the plate, or touched the plate. If that was obvious on a replay, hypothetically, and the play was over, the umpire called him safe, the guy walked up, he went back to the dugout, what would happen? Would they have to redo the play? Would they have to redo the whole at-bat? Would they have to restart the count to where it was on Didi? I mean, would they have to go back to count 1 and 2 and redo it again? That's what I want to know. if you don't touch home plate and you run back to the dugout, you're out. That's the way it goes. So would that be the case here if, in fact, the catcher never tagged the runner nor the runner never touched home plate and it was obvious and the umpire made the bad call and called him safe? So would he be out? That's a question. Or would they replay the whole count? Would they restart the count? Would they have the Didi go back to the batter's box and have him pitch have him hit on a 1-2 count? Would that happen? I don't really know. The thing is that it really ticks me off. You have 4 angles. You have 4 angles. You probably really have 5 or 6. I mean, they should have more than 4 angles. The people up in New York. They should have at least 7 angles on every base. Every foul line. They should have camera angles surrounding every single ballpark. And I have a fear that they don't. MLB is not equipped enough to do this replay stuff efficiently. Because replay is supposed to make it clear and concise. And this is not clear and concise. Well, it's clear and concise to people like us who know the guy's, out. It's clear and concise to us, but not to MLB. I mean, was it too risky for him to overturn it? They didn't have enough video evidence. Then they can't say that. They didn't have enough video evidence. Because anybody with a right mind who's being unbiased, even a Phillies fan in their deepest gut feeling, and if they were really, being truthful, every Philly fan knows Alec Bohm was out. Everybody knows that. It's not a question of if he was out or not. The question is, why didn't MLB see what everybody else in America saw? The guy was out. He's out. He never tagged the plate. He's out. Even if the catcher never tagged him and he went back to the dugout, he is out because he never tagged the base. Never in a million years did that man touch home plate. Whether it was his foot, his thigh, his thumb. That's my point. Nothing happened. He never even got close to the bag. Never, ever in a million years did Alex Bohm get close. Never. Because what in the hell are they doing? Seriously, it is ridiculous with the umpires. You can only blame the umpires who are in New York. I think there's like 2. So there's 2 umpires, I do believe there's 2 in New York, who are consulting. I mean, there might be 1, but I think there's 2. Correct me if I'm wrong. But let's just say if there is 2 umpires, 2 umpires can come together and say, what do you think, Joe? Yeah, I think you really missed the bag. Are you telling me that 2 umpires disagreed and did not see what everybody else in America saw? This is a disgrace for Major League Baseball. It was a home plate tag. That is what replay is meant for. And replay and MLB blew it. Because it's so blatantly obvious that the guy was out, or at least he never tagged home plate, and everybody else in America knew it, and they still got it wrong. With replay. And you can't figure it out. You can't figure out the call. Are you kidding me, MLB? What's the point of having replays? If you can't get this call right, forget the replays. I could care less. It doesn't matter. And the other thing is, which I find interesting, they don't punish these guys. Don't punish the umpires. They never punish the umpires. They can bring guys up and down all day long from MLB if they go 0 for 3, 0 for 6, 0 for 9, 0 for 18. They can punish them, bring them back down to the minor leagues. But these umpires who get up there, they stay there for life. It's almost like a Supreme Court justice. You're there for life with these umpires. It's ridiculous. These umpires should be punished if they make bad, obvious calls. They should go back down to the minor leagues. That's the way it should work. You can't, your whole job, it's your judgment. I get it, it's a judgment. But when it's obvious to everybody else that you made the wrong call, you should get punished for it. And again, I'm not talking about the home plate umpire. I'm talking about the umpires in New York who are looking at every single camera angle. That's what I'm talking about. Balls and strikes, you could go all day with balls and strikes. But stuff like this, calls at home plate, calls at first base, tag plays, No, you gotta get it right. MLB, you suck. What are you doing? Fix it. Fix it. Jerks.